Good morning, Thomas.
There I go, looking stupid, hitting the button. By the way, if I seem distracted on this video, it's because there's a little P next to me chewing on little pieces
People
of
who
plastic.
don't know you have a dog might think you have an incontinence problem. I would clarify.
And of small stature.
And don't even make me go there. You just are tempting me this morning. Hey, we got some views on our channel.
What channel?
Thomas and Sally's World.
You betcha we did.
And we got some comments, and some really helpful comments. And on a call I was on this morning, people were really positive too, and helpful with their comments. So do you want me to
really
read
good? And hold on. So today's theme is dealer's choice, which means we're reviewing comments to make ourselves feel better, right?
That's it. Oh, but yesterday I told you about the guy that was creeping around my house. Well, I went down to the police and reported it, and evidently the guy is a bad guy. He
oh, really?
He's some kind of a meth addict, and they have a warrant out for him. He's going to jail for 4 years, but they can't find him. So the policeman was, why do they wear those things that make him look like the Terminator? And he's looking down on me, and he's saying,
what do you mean by, was he wearing gargoyles sunglasses? What do you mean
kind
by
of almost,
Terminator?
But he was strapped up with all this stuff and had body armor on and things.
Oh,
so,
that, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
So he looked at me and he said, yeah, you're down. And I said, there's this guy creeping around my house, and he seemed very uninterested. And he said, well, yeah. And I said, would it help if I had video? And he said, look, little old lady, you have video? I said, I have rather good video. As a matter of fact, he never asked why. So I showed it to him. He said, email it to me, and told me who the guy was. He said, I know exactly who he is. So boy, now I'm primed. Oh, and he said, yeah, there's kind of one bad thing about him, kind of creepy. I said, oh, other than the fact that he said, yeah, he likes to come in houses and watch people while they sleep. I immediately went to Home Depot and Costco and bought out every outdoor light in the world. But in the meantime, while we're out, I had increased the sensitivity on my Ring cameras, and son of a gun, we barely leave the house and I get a think somebody's back in our interior courtyard, slam on the brakes, pull over, get ready to call the cops, pull it on, and I will put the clip of what I found. I'll insert that in here. So
it was
this morning,
it was controversial.
It was scary. And so this morning, about 5 o'clock, son of a gun, the corner camera went off outside, and I turned on the film, and it was a spider. Josh says, you're a mixture of Michael and Jim from The Office. And I thought more like the rear end of Mr. Ed from that old show. So
what
I
a great reference. God, such a fresh and becoming reference, Sally.
So I'm practicing for our YouTube thumbnails. Yeah. Good, Thomas. Good, Thomas. Anyway, so I responded, so which of the Golden Girls am I? We'll find out how old he is. I got a couple nice things from back from Burnout, Mel, very sweet.
Mel is the best. Hey, Sally, can you read them in Mel's voice?
I don't know.
God, yes.
I don't know.
Perfect, Sally.
I'm so cute. Yeah. Okay, and she is cute. I'm jealous of that woman.
Okay, can you read it?
It's something, she's referring to something we said yesterday, and I don't remember saying it. She said tweeds, TWEEDS ? Did we say something about tweeds?
Were we talking about suit jackets?
Did I call you a dweeb?
I have no idea.
So she said, is that even, I'm not going to do her accent because I can't do it justice. Is that what you even said? Because I've never heard of that word. I don't know. Mel, I don't know. I'll have to look back and see.
Wait. So what she said was tweeds. Crikey.
You call that a knife? This is a knife.
Is that a word? I've never heard it. Oh, it's an English accent, British accent. Darn it.
No, it's really hard to do. Have you ever known somebody who was Cockney?
I've never known somebody, but I've definitely heard the Cockney accent there, a little bit there, No, that was Australian there.
That's pretty good. I knew a guy who was, and he was explaining to me the secret language, and not secret, but the special words they have. Like he said, apples and pears means up the stairs.
What does
And
up the stairs mean?
I don't know, but they
How many
have
times
words.
have you ever said up the stairs?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have two houses. If there's a Cockney expert, will you please help us out? The other one was, he said, and if someone says to your husband and you hear him say, how's the old Dutch? He said, don't be insulted. What he's referring to you is a duchess. So anyway, I thought that was interesting. Back to this. I don't know what tweeds are. Tweeds are a cloth, but I don't recall having anything.
See, that reminds me, there is a breakfast restaurant here called the Original Pancake House. And they have this delicious, they call it a treat, and it's called the Big German. And it's just it's like a big fried dough thing that comes all the way up.
A German pancake.
Exactly. It's called the Big German there. Crikey, mate. And and there's a bunch of powdered sugar on it, and there's lemon, and it is a treat.
I actually call them Dutch, and I make them. They're really kind of neat. You're not good cold. You got to kind of eat them when they come right off the.
Oh, you gotta be on top of that thing.
So let me see some other notes. Somebody very said by far the best Thomas and Sally show I've seen. They must have their bar kind of low.
Wow, because
Well,
yesterday
no,
was.
They didn't say it was the best they've seen. They said it's the best that we've done that they've seen. That puts it in
Okay, good.
perspective. And somebody else said, ha ha, Sally's cracking herself up. Well, you don't always get my jokes, so somebody has to laugh.
Sally doesn't even.
And somebody else, I wonder where now I can't move the thing. Well, that's really weird. I can't get to the other one. Somebody.
You gotta hit, there's an arrow on the side. You gotta hit up and down.
I don't see an arrow on the side. And somebody earlier had some input on, they liked my shoe haul yesterday, and somebody gave me an explanation of.
You had a shoe haul?
Yeah, because I remember I showed you some shoes that you sneered at.
Correct. I did do that. Yes, correct.
Now, why can't I see? I really can't. I wish you were on here because I can't really see. I can't really see. Maybe if I make the screen smaller.
You need your glasses there, crikey, made a little bit on there.
Just stop. She's never going to talk to us again.
Did I tell you about how Isabel and I were talking about like traveling? So we're like, oh yeah, we'll go to Hawaii because it was middle of winter. This is March. We're like, oh yeah, this will be fun. And then she's like, I want to go to Toronto. So instead of going to Hawaii, we went to Toronto for 3 days. And we started using fake Canadian accents, which oh God. I'm gonna get into it on this call, but it peaked when we went to this aquarium, and it was just so brutal and over the top that I just started getting really loud. And there's this like cave where it's open, so you get to see all the fish fly over you, and I was just really going at it. She was so like embarrassed that she was staying a solid 20 to 30 feet away from me.
I swear to God, I can't find these old comments. They're in here. But someone suggested I go to some caves, and I answered them, when I was talking about, where we might travel, and she had a good idea. And this lady is having her first whatnot show, and I said, if you'll text me where when it is, it's next Thursday, that we'll give you a shout out for both of our subscribers. Your mom and mine. My mom's dead. Mom,
I know.
If you're subscribing, we're in trouble. Oh, Mandy, hi Mandy, says, I now want to send you one of the plant eating plants. I think she means man-eating plants for those fruit flies, Thomas. And
She was talking about Venus flytraps, but
I said
man
Venus
eating is
flytrap.
more probably, it's probably preferred.
I told her I had one as a kid and killed it feeding it hamburger instead of flies. They are evidently very picky eaters. And love to talk about the fly gun, Maria. I love to talk about the fly gun. Definitely buying one. I told her Walmart $18.99. And sweet Mandy again said first period, good job guys. And I said we have a long way to go, but I always did like family trips. Thank you for the encouragement. And charisma. Michelle from A State of Order said, I believe you need 1K subscribers before you can go on live. I'm pretty sure.
Did you subscribe to her? She says she's bringing the channel back.
Well, I've got a list. I'm going to subscribe to everybody.
Okay, cool.
Everybody who does for us.
Cool.
And here's it. In the life of a reseller, gave a couple comments, and she says that she has a new Whatnot show.
Okay.
Here it is. Designs by Josie.
Oh, Josie. Okay, yep. I know Josie.
So
yep.
That's going to be next Thursday at 5:00, and we want to be sure and watch that.
Will do.
That's her very first show. Oh, listen, what is this? Somebody said, she said, interview anyone that you think is cool. I'd love to interview you guys. And I said, you are a very brave person. Even I wouldn't interview us.
Who is it?
And she said, I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to tell you what she said. I've interviewed half-naked rock stars. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of, but writing the interview for a magazine and being on the camera are way different. Y'all don't scare me. Ha ha. You're more fun than a tired, half-drunk rocker. Thank you. We're more fun than a tired, half-drunk rocker.
Which rocker do you think she's talking about? Like Lars Ulrich? Because I think Lars Ulrich is really.
I think Lars Ulrich was a Viking. He was on that show.
Yeah, he probably did both. He did that and then for Metallica.
Yeah,
and
Vikings were not nice people. I always thought of them as yo-ho
really?
Vikings. And well, I keep thinking of the opera, the Peer Gynt. But
yeah, of course, the opera Peer Gynt. Of course, Sally.
I think it's an opera. Anyway, but no, I watched some of that show, the Viking. They're kind of nasty critters. See, and then listen, what I found out. Do you know where the term berserk came from?
Yeah, the Vikings.
What does it refer to?
It refers to a kind of warrior that they had that was like no armor, but just all weapons. And
do you know why he was like that? The chief would eat a bunch of magic mushrooms. A warrior would drink his pee and become berserk. And then they were going. Yeah, he was like a death warrior, but it was because he drank the urine from the chief who had ingested magic mushrooms.
I got to say, would you have guessed that I knew that?
You have kind of an eclectic collection of.
Okay, and how do you think I knew that besides the piss drinking?
How do I think you knew what about Vikings? Oh, about Berserker?
Yeah.
I think that you collect odd bits of information, much like I do.
Incorrect. It is Age of Empires 2, Rise of Kings, and the expansion pack, Conquistadors.
Are we talking
the Conquerors? I apologize, the Conquerors.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Talk among yourselves. Tell an interesting story. I forgot to plug in my thing, and we're going to die in a minute.
We're killing it.
Yeah, just go ahead and talk among yourselves.
I had a good one.
Tell a story, Thomas. How did you get into this business, Thomas?
No. That's not exciting. There was a. I sold a sweater yesterday. It was at a church rummage sale on the last day, and sold it for $60. So if anyone ever sees a really thick knit sweater and it says sea cotton on the back, some sort of aged cotton, it's made, it was, of course, it was also made in England, so that helps. But any like Aran fisherman sweater, super thick cotton by some vintage brand that you've never heard of before. It's very good. Brooks Brothers also has a thing. It's like sea foam. Forget what the tag says, but if it's like kind of a pastel-y yellow or orange, those sweaters, they're usually some form of cotton, are worth about 30 to 35 bucks too. At least they used to. That was my most, not my best, but my most fun sale yesterday.
Seafoam was a color that was really popular in the mid-60s to paint your living rooms. Seafoam green, because you could buy it for something like $1.
That's what it is. Okay. Gotcha.
Did you know that? You wouldn't know that.
No, it wasn't in a video game. Why would I know that?
You know, I don't get video games. People say, well, you know, you were involved in, you know, minorly involved in technology. And so you must really like video games. I don't get them. And I don't know why, but that I have no interest in them at all because I don't see their purpose.
I'm not, oh, purpose, none. I'm not big into drugs. I like drinking, but I'm not like an alcoholic. I'm not addicted to it. Video games, if I start playing video games, I do not stop. So I just don't start because my God, it's a battle.
Well, Bill and I got, when it first came out, that 3D, 3D Xbox. And
Pong?
we got, 3D
Talking about
Xbox.
Pong?
No, a 3D Xbox that you had the Mario thing that was in 3D. And anyway,
3D Xbox Mario.
We kept getting sick. So we finally found out we had to get we had to take Dramamine, the stuff you take when you're gonna get seasick, before watching it, because Mario jumping through those mirrors and stuff. I still have all that old stuff laying around someplace too.
So good. 3D Xbox Mario.
Well, what's wrong with that? I thought you were a gamer. Does that make me a gamer?
Okay, so there's, I don't know what 3D Xbox thing there is. Also, Mario's a Nintendo product and would never be on an Xbox. All in all, whatever you're talking about never existed outside of like
it did. Well, I had several games and they all made me sick. No, it was a new one that came out that would support like this 3D Mario game.
You're talking about the Wii?
No.
With the controllers?
No, I had that too. I have all of that stuff. Oh, Thomas, you know what I got? I'm gonna show you.
What you got?
Oh, this makes me so happy. I'm having trouble getting this phone to stand up, so I don't know. We're just gonna.
By the way, do you want me to turn the phone sideways or keep it portrait mode? Because I know we're for shorts, it's better this way.
Well, I've got mine. We gotta probably coordinate that before we start.
Work in progress, boys. We've got this figured out.
Anyway, let me tell you, I've got to sit up tall because now I'm kind of in the bottom part of the screen. I went to a yard sale and I picked up this thing. I thought, well, this can't really work. Do you remember? You probably don't. Out of that movie Big, where Tom Hanks goes to FAO Schwartz.
Yep.
I have that piano thing and it works.
Wow.
Yeah. You played piano at one time. I played the accordion. I played the accordion.
Of course you did.
I did.
Do you still play it or did you play it?
Well, I thought I was pretty good, but every Christmas I would say, it got to be a family joke. Go get my accordion. I'm going to play and we'll sing Christmas songs. And the kids would go into this thing of, wow, I don't know where it is. Mike, you know where it is? I don't know, Mom. So it actually disappeared over the years. It was a 32 bass accordion that I took lessons on.
Those things are not cheap.
Well, mine's somewhere. Who knows who it is, where it is. Anyway, so isn't that neat, that FAO Schwartz? I don't know if anybody would want to buy it, but it works perfectly. I thought, oh, well, turn it on, stepped on it, bling. So I'm dancing, to Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star.
Hit it up. I mean, yeah, it would take a long time to find that model number on the back of it and type it into eBay and then look at sold comps.
Besides, I have it rolled out.
So it's good that you just bought it without looking at those kind of things.
For $1.50, it was worth a shot. So
that's how people go broke, Sally.
Buying FAO Schwartz.
It was such a good deal.
Thomas. You know what I'm gonna say.
I'm currently using, look,
Bite me.
I'm currently pulling my leg hairs with a chip clip. So one of us is really advancing society.
All right, I want to get to business a little bit because I want next week to kind of be, here's some things that I'm working on. And, you know, we're talking about how we're building this channel is I really have to find the importance and difference between the channel name, the channel description, the thumbnail for a particular video, and the title of the video, because they all play a pretty important role. I'm just having trouble sorting out, you know, which is which. So we're going to play with that a little bit. And
Any video you watch, send to me so I can have the same sort of thing. Even
What?
though, well, so we're both sorting this out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're
You
just going
want
to
me
watch.
to just do the work and give you the answer?
No, I want you to do the work, but I'm going to act as if I'm doing it by have you send me the videos that you're watching, even though you're the one doing all the back end work.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You're going to get some really interesting videos that may or may not have to do with that particular topic.
I don't know what that even means. What
Well,
does that mean?
yes,
Are
I'm
you-
sure
you're-
you don't.
Are you going to send me like Alf highlights?
Alf. Did you ever watch Alf? I never did. I did like Mindy and Mork though.
I don't know what either of those. I don't know what.
You
Mindy
don't
and
know
Mork
Mindy
are.
and Mork?
No,
Robin
I'm
Williams?
31 years old, Sally.
Oh, go back and watch some of this stuff. You know, it's worth it. There's a horrible TV show that I'm absolutely addicted to. And please, everybody, I know it's in very poor taste. I know it's awful. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
10-15,
The Things We Do in the Shadows.
not a clue.
Oh, yeah, it's got 4 seasons now. Things We Do in the Shadows. But don't have your kids in the room when you watch it.
I'll make sure
Anyway.
little P's in the other room.
Yeah, keep your pee to yourself. So Monday, I think what we'll do is have, you know, we can't do deep dives because our water isn't that deep yet. We're going to hit our head on the bottom of the pool if we attempt a deep dive. But I do want to talk Monday to get back to business day about, you know, how we're trying to sort out those titles.
Should we talk about how long our process takes?
Yeah. I'm going to time it. I'm going to time it. So, you know, our videos aren't necessarily 30 minutes, and that's okay with me. Sometimes we don't have 30 minutes worth of stuff to say, and sometimes my arm gets tired holding up the camera because
Is that what you're doing? Put it on. Currently, I have mine on poly mailers being held up by a
Okay, if I do
barrel
that,
of
see where it
pretzels.
is?
I know
can't-
tilting's a brutal experience.
Well, I know that's why.
There's a cord in the way. That's
Yeah,
perfect, Sally.
That was the rubber band that I had holding the camera. I think we need to invest in a little bit of tech.
I
You think?
have 2 tripods because I knew I needed one, so why not buy 2? So I'll whip it out.
I bought tripods too. That's another thing. You know, for people who are going to try to do the same thing, 2 things: ambient noise, and usually I have my AirPods on, and they're really good at filtering out ambient noise. Bill's back there doing stuff, but it's really important to have a quiet environment. It really is. And the other thing is, like you pointed out to me in the early videos, I wanted everybody to see my beautiful view, so I sat with this blazing light at my back, and it was not good at all.
It works if there's like a storm outside, but that's about it.
Yeah, well, today it doesn't look that great, but and we brought home my Jit brought me 2 salmon yesterday, which we're smoking. And you know what the answer to that is? How do you keep the tails lit? We're smoking salmon. How do you keep the tails lit? That's an Astoria joke.
Wait. So tails is like the tail of a joint?
Tail of the fish. If I say we're smoking fish, and I say the only problem is keeping the tails lit, and your mind immediately goes to dope. Are you a felon, by the way?
My mind goes to smoking fish. Like, you have your smoker with your little wood bits and you spend $1,000 on this thing and your food tastes this much better. Well, you spend $1,000 and you got a bunch of little wood chips in
No,
there.
we don't do that. We have homemade smokers. But anyway, you didn't get the joke. It's a generational thing. I am busily writing down references you will never understand because one day I'm going to hit you with all of them. Did I
You're
ever tell
gonna
you that I was?
you're probably still referencing Reefer Madness and you called it dope. I don't know the last, nobody calls it dope.
Well, I do. Nope. Bud. Ganja.
Oh, still.
Wacky Tobacco, I think it was the name.
Reefer Madness. Reefer Madness is
Yeah,
still the
that's a good
one.
one.
That's the number one. Anyways,
So I am really busily writing down references that you won't understand. And what I was going to tell you is I went through a rapper phase where I was a rapper.
are we talking like for candy?
No, I know, but I did print those one time. No, I had a granddaughter. This is years ago, and she was at about 14 at a very impressionable age, and she, was kind of looking at boys a lot. So I tortured her. I invented this guy. I said, "Look, Amanda, I have this problem. I have this second personality." And she said, "Well, what is it, Grandma?" And I said, "All I know is her name is Rap Master Graham, and the only way you can tell that she's going to come out is my head starts going like this." So we'd be in the middle of the mall and she'd be saying, "Look at that cute guy." And I'd start going, and she'd say, "Oh, Grandma, I'll do anything. Please, I'll do the dishes. I'll clean your house. I don't." And so Rap Master Graham actually rapped. "I'm Rap Master Graham and I rhyme pretty good." Anyway, I had this whole horrible rap. And the other thing I do, I was driving a brown Pinto, which is just a piece of shit car.
Yeah.
So when she would see a cute guy in a car, I would do that thing where they kind of bump the car and turn up country music real loud.
Country music.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, Rap Master Graham will have to make an appearance maybe someday. I'm not sure.
Probably next episode, if I had to guess.
Maybe. All right. Well, listen, I've got crooks to catch. And crooks to catch. Crooks who are running around my house. Now I've got all the cameras and yeah.
See, this, when you say crooks to catch, my mind immediately goes to Shepherd's Crook, which I'm not making up. And I'm
You're not.
I'm not making this up because I freaking live on a sheep farm. So I'm like, where's the crook? You can never find the damn crook, even though you got 3 of them.
Is there really a use for it? I thought it was just used in Christmas pageants.
So the really wide round ones are basically useless. The purpose of that is to catch it around, you put it around the sheep's neck and then try to bring them in. But if a sheep's running away from you, the chance of getting that thing around their neck is 0. So what they have nowadays are little curved ones, and you stick it on the sheep's leg and then lift it up so they stop running, and that way you can catch them.
Ultimately more sense, doesn't it?
Yep, it's much more useful.
Huh. They also used to use a sheep's crook to take people from in the old vaudeville days, actually before my time. If they were a really bad vaudeville act, a guy with a big hook would, and he'd say,
I saw that on Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, and something be like, "Get the hook, get the hook."
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, listen, we have just probably bored our 2 subscribers to death.
So there's at least 3 bits. There's at least 3 bits to clip from this video, all 3 of which are my fault. So
we'll talk about that later. So I'm going to try to just gracefully reach up so that nobody notices that I'm hitting that button that says end. Oh no, I don't want to hit end. I want to hit the one that says more and stop the recording. So toodles.